to click cast when it's done.
We're starting.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dungeons and Magi, where we open our handbooks, we open our minds, and probably most importantly, we roll the damn dice. We're mixing things up a little bit tonight. I am normally the player for Korth/Argos, known as Ethan, but you can call me the Narnian DM for tonight. We do have a few announcements to get through before we begin, so just please bear with us. So first, we go to Elliot for our socials.
Hello. We are live on Twitch and YouTube every Sunday at 6 p.m. EST. We're now a Twitch affiliate, and we want to thank all of you for helping us get this far. You can subscribe to our channel with 3 tiers, and you can even use your Amazon Prime subscription to sub for free each month. We also now have a Patreon. Our Patreon's open with 4 tiers, and you can join for as little as $5 a month. The top tier gets you exclusive access to our Discord, custom merch, entries for giveaways, and even the chance to play with us. Come visit us at patreon.com/dungeonsandmagi. You can't search it due to us being listed as adult content, so make sure to type patreon.com/dungeonsandmagi. You can also check out our website at www.dungeonsandmagi.com. Also, our other social media is facebook.com/dungeonsandmagi, Twitter at dungeonsandmagi, Instagram.com/dungeonsandmagi for Instagram, and TikTok is dungeons_and_magi, and our Twitch is also dungeons_and_magi. Back to the DM.
Sweet. Aaron, what do we have for new store info?
Guys, we launched a store.
Woo-hoo!
Yes. Deals and haggles. You can find shirts, hats, hoodies, cups, mugs, potions, and even dice. And I think the regular DM has examples of the potions. Look at how pretty. Look at. So there's all that kind of stuff there. And if for whatever reason you don't see something in the store that you want, go ahead and reach out to us. And we'll get with the hag, and the hag will just freaking make it, man, because that's what the hag does. And you can find the store by going to www.dungeonsandmagi.com. That's all one word, and clicking on the store link. And at some point, we'll actually have more merch to show other than the potions. Woohoo!
Sweet. Caleb, what do we have? I think you said we had a couple of special announcements for tonight.
Yes. As everybody that has been watching knows, we have Ethan has a family member that is suffering from an illness. Down below on the bottom of the stream, there is a link for a GoFundMe to help with living expenses during this tragic time. If you would please go down there, donate whatever you can, $1, 50 cents, anything helps. So please go down there, take a look at the GoFundMe, help them out. It is the month of October. It is October 2nd. We have finally made it to October. Spooky season is upon us. We're so excited for it. We cannot wait. But October also means Breast Cancer Awareness Month. At the bottom of the screen, you will see a QR code. That QR code links directly to Dungeons and Magi's PayPal. For every $1 that you send to PayPal, it will be donated and matched to the Susan G. Komen Foundation to support the fight for breast cancer. For all of those that are fighting and struggling with this horrible, horrible cancer, and any cancer, but especially this month with breast cancer, our thoughts and our prayers are with you. So please consider donating to the PayPal. Every $1 that is donated, we will match up to the first $100. So please take a look at that. We have our continuous one-shot, Tales Told in the Old West. It is usually the last Sunday of every month at 6 p.m. Eastern, where we travel to South Dakota in the 1800s. It was designed by myself. I wrote all of the role systems and all the bare bones of it, and then Ethan wrote the story. Ethan also DMs that as well. We haven't done it in a while just due to some scheduling errors, but we will be getting back on that in November, because part of another announcement is October 30th is a Sunday, the day before Halloween. We are not taking a day off. Oh no. We are getting into some creepy characters, climbing aboard a haunted ship, and seeing what comes for a Halloween one-shot.
Can I be a nice looking? Can I be like a nice looking human?
No.
Oh,
So, please tune into that, because pretty much everybody's probably going to be dressed up in one way or another, whether it's their main characters from the campaign or something different. I know I have some things in the works that I will be bringing the hag to life. Finally. So, tune into that. That is October 30th, the end of this month. And then in November, we will continue with the continuous one-shot, Tales Told in the Old West. And then finally, we have our new show, Behind the Curtain. That is the first Wednesday of every month. So this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we sit around, we drink, we eat, we shoot the shit, talk about stuff that transpired in the past month during the campaign. We answer any questions that you guys have. We ask each other questions, get some insights from the characters, from the DM, from the player standpoint. So please tune into that. That is Behind the Curtain this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I believe that is it. So back to you, DM.
alrighty. I think we have one last set of announcements. And for this one, we're gonna go to Ben. Even Charlie's excited to turn it over to Ben for that one.
Oh, wow. Ooh, well, no pressure here. Hey, okay, thanks, DM. Hey, so tonight's sponsor is going to be, we have our first permanent sponsor for the entire campaign, which is Dungeon Crate. Dungeon Crate is a subscription-based box full of epic products, including dice, miniatures, tabletop terrain, and original adventures that you can't find anywhere else, all delivered to your castle doors each month. We are so excited to be working with them, and if you put in the code Dungeons Magi 22 at checkout, you will receive 50% off a new subscription. Also, all Crate members may use their monthly crew members.
Yep.
Crate members may use their monthly code to receive 10% in the online RPG store. Please visit them today at dungeoncrate.com or on our sponsor page. Our other permanent sponsor is our very own Raven's Nest Dice. Raven's Nest Dice provided us all with these wonderful custom character themed dice in nice boxes. I particularly like this one, and I also have this one. This is my Belvis one. I really love this one. Get your dice today on Etsy, or you can find them on the sponsor page of our site. Our other permanent sponsor is Luna Solis Stellar. They are a fantasy-inspired Etsy shop that focuses around the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Check out their best-selling items, the D&D Mystery Loot Pack, which inspires an adventure through random dice, figurines, cards, and more. Written from the perspective of their homebrew Fae Pocket Realm. Each package comes with a letter from Archfey Lavandula Lazuli. Probably butchered that. Please forgive me.
No, that was pretty close.
I was gonna say better than what I've done.
With a quest or information corresponding to your package. Some personalization can be done through themes, or they can be made out to your D&D character. If you use the code DNMAGI, you will get 10% off any of the items in the shop. Check them out on Etsy or on our site. And finally, Wandering Whispers created this amazing product for us and also created a discount code for each of our followers. Use the code MAGI15 at checkout for 50% off on Etsy. I particularly like this, the Belva's Gelatinous Ooze. That's about it for our sponsor. Back to you, DM.
Well, guys, I think it's time. If there are no remaining announcements, let's roll the damn dice and let's get started with tonight's episode.
Woohoo! Let's do it!
Woo!
So tonight, we begin our adventures. Unlike most parties, or most start in a DM, or not in a DM. I'm the DM. I am the DM. It's weird. Most stories start out in a tavern. But tonight, I want you, as the listeners, or who's ever watching our stream, to close your eyes just for a second. I want you to picture a full moon shining, casting all over the open land of Fardassa, the guys you guys have come to know as one of the neighboring countries to the kingdom that Maresh holds in power. But tonight's a little different. As the moon shines over the land, a dark, bittering smoke has made the moonlight kind of hard to pierce. As it hits the land, as your gaze shifts from the moon sky full of stars back down to the earth, the once neutral town of Orkan is in flames. The famous towns and taverns that you guys have seen and been to and getting to know the people are burned to the ground. Large cracks of magma have opened up and swallowed up some buildings, just completely whole. In fact, as you scan over this town and head to the north, where you know the northern country exists, ice caps have been completely melted. A big handprint etched into the countryside. When we go to the east or the west, that the jungle lands and the forest lands, trees are on fire. The massive tree towns in the west have collapsed and fallen. Fardassa has been, for a better word, reduced to ash. And on this night, a voice calls out to one of you, someone in particular, and whispers into their ear, "Awake, my child." Elliot, could you introduce your character, please?
Nesmorn is an astral elf druid. He has light pink skin, a long white hair. The scleras of his eyes are black, and the iris is like a bright yellow, like starlight. The tips of his ears go black, and he's wearing, for lack of a better word, it's like a tight spacer suit, but then on the outside he's got a long coat that almost kind of looks like a pirate coat, but it's purple and black. And he's wearing boots that go up to his knees. And he looks around. Is that you?
Of course it is. It's been a long time, but it is me. We have much to discuss, my child, and not a whole lot of time. So I need you to be listening.
Always.
He seems to pause for a minute before he says, "It is time, my child. A great evil has destroyed a land, most held dear. But we need heroes to rise up. Up on a hilltop lies a church, where you'll see a priest. They serve one of the other gods or goddess, but you'll recognize their attire. White robes with orange. I need you to speak to them. I need you to say, I need to speak to Maresh."
Can speak with him, I will.
"And please, do make haste. For I fear that time is very quickly running out." And with that, his voice seems to disappear before calling back out, "If you ever need me, just pray or ask for Istus, and he will come."
I know. And so he makes his way to the nearest location to travel back to
You-
the living world.
As soon as he finishes speaking, and you find yourself poof, landing in a thick, tall grass. The forest trees are all around you. They seem to be calling, just seem to be guiding you as they just say, this way or that way. And if ever you feel like something is leading you astray, like, I didn't know if I heard that voice quite right. You always seemed at that moment like a stag or some sort of animal jut across to kind of focus, and you focus back. Always seem to be bringing you back. Soon, probably good solid, what seems like to you is mere minutes, but it's actually been a few hours. You come to a clearing of a town. It's a smallish town, nothing too big, but you gather that in this town, there's probably somebody, whether it's a shop or whether it's a, even a tavern or inn, but there's probably somebody that can give you some sort of help as far as to guide you for the rest of your journey.
So I'm gonna go up to like the first person that I see, regardless of what they're doing.
Sure. You happen to stumble right on the backside of the stable, and you see a stable master as he's what he appears to be fixing like a horseshoe, like on an anvil, kind of straightening it out, and you hear him, "You stupid horseshoe!" And you realize it's actually a centaur, and you realize he's probably fixing his own darn horseshoe as he's working. Ping, ping, ping.
You.
Ping.
Tell me where the church is.
Quite demanding, are you? There is no church here. Fortunately, we're a pretty small enough town. We kind of just do our own business. If you're looking for a church, I suggest you either head up the road or you either head up or head down. You'll find a church either way, but you're not going to find a church here. Ping, 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 ping. As you see, he just goes back to work trying to fix his horseshoe.
Have you seen a cleric?
Yeah, I seen a cleric. He's lying up in the inn up the road. If you want to find him, go speak to him.
Right.
Clean. Clean.
Been very helpful. And he starts walking.
You've been very rude. Just want to point that out.
I care not. I have a mission.
And you go up. The tavern's pretty easy to spot. It's probably one of the 3 nicest buildings in town. And you open up, and it's pretty light. You see a few figures. You see one up at the bar. You see a couple over at a table, and you even see an individual sitting over by themselves wearing what you think is a priestly garb over in a corner.
You said he's lying on the floor?
He's over in a corner by himself, at a table.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to that one because I recognize the road.
Aaron, would you describe your character, please?
Oh, goodness. You see a light blue-skinned water genasi with wavy blue crazy hair, vibrant blue eyes, not crazy garb, but not modest either, the vivid colors. And I'm just I'm chilling, man. Got my staff up against the wall, just chilling at the table, taking a drink or two.
If I could have your attention, I need to speak to Marash.
I want to speak to Marash. You and about 150,000 other... about what, can I ask?
I've been sent on a mission to end the evil that is coming for you.
And the evil. Well, yeah, I guess that is not ample reason to talk to Maresh. Well, all right, let me see what I can do. Do I know that Maresh is here, or do I have access to?
You know that Maresh is not, in fact, here. He's been missing for a long amount of time. In fact, people have kind of given up that Maresh. Some people are even saying that Maresh is dead. He's been gone a long time. You don't have no idea where he is. But you get the sense that he's not dead on account of, there hasn't been any news of, a Goliath, a kingly Goliath causing havoc somewhere. Maresh is not a troublemaker, but somebody would surely have been I killed a Goliath king. Somebody would have been proud of it.
Yeah. Loud, vocal enough that it would get word back to me. So
yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name.
It's not that important, but it's Nesmorn.
Nesmorn. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm River. River flows down, to be precise. Now, about this needing to talk to Maresh, we have kind of a problem.
And it hasn't been solved?
Well, no. But it hasn't been for lack of trying, mind you. But no, it hasn't been solved. You see, Maresh has been gone for a while. And there are those that say that he's dead, but I know better. I know better because, well, first of all, I am the cleric, and I have, these conversations with the gods, and I just know these things, See, you get what I'm saying. You get it. And besides that, if you knew Maresh, you'd know that if anybody kills that large bastard, the whole world's going to know about it. So obviously he ain't dead, but we don't know where he is.
Yes, and I doubt the god of fates would have sent me to find a dead man.
Well, there you go. Consider that confirmation. Did they happen to tell you where he might be?
I was
Because
told to speak to you.
I have not. Well, freesh. Okay, all right. We got this. We got this.
Is it just the two of us that are going
Yeah,
through
DM. Who else is here that I would know that I have access to? If not, I want to try and contact my deity to see, maybe.
So as you guys are sitting there talking, you kind of hear like loud voices like outside of like, it seems like since you're talking, you don't quite hear words, like all the words, but you get the sense, like you catch enough of it to be like, you money, and then next thing you know, the doors of the tavern fly open really quickly. In topples in a couple of elves. Wow. One is like kind of wearing leather armor. One is wearing like cleric robes of like blue and pink and purple. Like whoever they're worshiping is very like, I don't know who that is, but those robes are ugly. You need some fashion sense. And walks in Ben.
So
You're up.
My character is Mevia. She is a Eldarin barbarian elf, former gladiator by trade, adventurer. Anywhere where there's money and some fame to be found, she tries to go and make a name for herself. I would say, to describe her, I would say she's like a 6 foot tall, athletic build, short blonde hair. I'm thinking like pixie cut kind of looking. She's not the most friendly, warmest disposition. She's a fighter. She's got to keep her anger up, and she does not tolerate BS from other people at all.
And River, as you finish saying this, you do recognize the elf barbarian standing over the two elves. While not a sunny disposition, but for some reason, this barbarian is really good about getting information from the weirdest of places.
So,
Okay.
You wanna try and explain yourself again, or you want to drag this out of you even harder?
Why is it always Mevia? Why? I'm going to stand up and make my way over to Mevia.
Mevia looks over and is like, "You again? What do you want?"
Oh, shut it. I need your ears, and I need who you know.
She kind of gives a side down look at the tells on the floor, just kind of turns and is like, "What do you need?"
Well, we need to know the location of Maresh.
Oh, why not find Tiamat's hoard of gold? There, or better yet, let's find the long lost jewels of the kingdom of Angarash. Huh?
Well, we could find that
We
along
don't
the
need to
way.
find
I mean,
those.
that's not a problem.
Because
But
I
I mean,
actually have a better
let's
chance
find
of finding
Maresh
that
first.
than finding the long lost king Maresh.
Well, you might as well get somebody to put you out of your misery now, because we're all going to die if we don't find him.
Mevia kind of turns over and is looking at looking over. Is like, and who are you?
Eladrin. Not that it's that important. I'm here to actually get the job done. So if you could, get with it.
Hey, Mevia is kind of giving a praising look. Is like, I've faced people twice my size, and twice my strength, and I'm still here. Do you really want to try this?
I want you to try to get the job done. We kind of
Okay.
have an issue.
All right.
Mevia is like, I don't recall being hired for a job.
And what we do a lot in here is we'll kind of
Oh, wonderful! You're one of those.
Yeah.
lady
Pray tell.
we got very
Mesmore, Mevia could be a little edgy sometimes,
Yeah,
but
a lot.
I mean, every mule has its purpose, as they say.
If she
So-
doesn't want to get on the king's good side, that's her problem.
Mevia is like. So that she turns to she turns to River and Glug is like, what's the job and what do you need it for? Really, what's the job?
We need to find Maresh, like yesterday. I know he's not dead. Others say he could be. They don't know. I know for a fact he's not. We need to find him. The fate of the world as we know it is at risk. So I need you to do what it is that you do and do it quickly.
All right.
I need you to do that voodoo that you do so well.
Mevia kind of gives a smirk. It's like, my voodoo, as you says, includes intimidating the hell out of people and scaring them into telling me what I want to know. If that fails, she holds up her fist, which is kind of.
I don't.
Not
At this point.
This is a knuckle. This is a fist of a fighter. She's like, this comes in handy.
At this point, I don't care. But we need to find him. And we need to find him now.
Be smart about it. Don't make this put you down for beating up innocents.
Mevia just
That
kind
would
of
suck.
Oh, sorry.
At this, the priest wearing the color senseless robes begins to try and crawl away.
Mevia goes to stop him. Like, just kind of reaches down and grabs him by the scuff of the neck. Who told you to go anywhere? I'm not done with you. And just yanks him back.
Look. Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't help but overhear the conversation because you guys are just like you guys need to keep your conversations to yourself. But here's the kicker, okay? I know somebody that might be able to get to another spot where if Maresh isn't here, I may know someone.
I'm sorry, DM. This priest. How big is he? Like, are we?
He's like maybe 5'2". Like he's like not a very tall guy, but his robes make him look twice as big as he's supposed to be. Like
Mevia reaches down with both hands and just kind of tries to lift him up, like high up, like basically like a little child, like this.
Okay, ow, okay, ow.
Mevia is like, all right, shut up, right now. Don't say a word. Nod your head. Okay. I am about to ask you a question. You will give me a verbal answer. Who is it that you know that might know about King Maresh? You may speak.
You watch as he kind of. Okay. I don't know his name. I know it's a dude. I know he wears some creepy armor. But I know this. He's in the town, up the road. He's in a tin. And he said that I was supposed to come here and ask for some money so I could pay him off. Like he's up the road. He's
okay.
He knows how to. He knows.
All right. You say he wears creepy armor. He's up the road at the next town. Am I correct?
Yeah. You can't miss him. You can't miss.
Is he? Is there anything else I should look out for?
And he passes out.
Mevia, he passes out.
Yeah, he fades.
Mevia just sighs in frustration, just throws him, and he just goes flying. And she looks over at River. It looks over to River, and Neskron's like, "Does that work for you?"
Yeah, if you're telling the truth.
One way to know.
Bevy
I
is
guess
like,
we
Me-
head
is
that
like,
way.
Do you want me to bring him along, or do we just leave him?
Nah, we'll find him if you eyes.
Let's leave him.
Doesn't seem that sneaky.
Mevi is like, alright. So, now that you've hired me, I guess I should follow you.
What a joy.
Mevi just kind of
So-
scoffs and scowls at Neskron and looks to River and says, "For this, I'm doubling my rate."
Fine. Fine. Just go.
Lead the way. Let's follow me.
So as you guys head up the road, it takes you about half of a day to get up the road. You get the sense that they built a small town as like kind of like an out community for people that don't want to live in the bigger city. Just like a sort of farming community. It takes you, like I said, a few hours. You guys get into town. There's like a bunch of nice buildings. You get the sense that the person that was indicating was probably in the inn. Kind of a rundown inn. It's called the Raven's Claw. It's kind of like a black, dark, kind of spooky kind of looking inn. But once you step inside, it's glorious. It's like the wood is nice and well kept. It's swept up. The barkeep or the innkeeper on the other side is dressed in like really nice uptight clothing. And it is in fact another half-elf. I should say not another, but a half-elf is standing behind the counter. It's a female half-elf. She looks probably like, in human terms, probably like in her early 20s. So she's, probably like, 80s, like to 100 in elf years. And she's what appears to be, has a big book open, probably a list of guest names, and is just kind of going through and checking off guests that are staying at the hotel.
Maybe it kind of looks around and just is like, not bad. And just goes over and just goes right toward the bar, just sits down and is like, I'll take an ale.
And she looks up and she goes, if you want an ale, go up the road. We don't serve ale here. And goes back to her book.
Maybe he frowns. It's like, listen here, young one. What do you? This is a tavern, ain't it? How come this tavern doesn't serve?
It is an inn. We are an inn. There's a difference between an inn and a tavern. If you want a tavern, go up the road. If you want a room, I'll be happy to sell you one.
Maybe it just kind of like, okay. She kind of tries to be nice. She's trying, even though she's very clear she's not digging the attitude. It's like, I'm actually, I might get a ring later. I'm trying to find somebody. Friend recommended to him, but he couldn't give me a name. Says to me,
Everybody's looking for somebody.
supposed to be peculiar, interesting looking bloke. Got a very unique set of armor he wears. Know anybody by that description?
Memory's kind of hard to remember these types of things.
Oh, bloody hell.
Nesborn walks up and grabs her wrist.
As soon as you grab her wrist, she lashes out with her other fist and clocks you straight in the face. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Bartender actually straight up hit somebody. Oh, bar fight. Maybe is.
Was that a natural one?
I can't tell. Yeah, it's the one.
As soon as you grab her wrist, and you are seeing stars. Like and you think you're outside, you just topple over.
Mevia kind of.
As she goes, as Nesmorn topples over, you watch as her fist glows, and before putting it back under the bar. Are we gonna have a problem here?
No, I'm just not going to be swindled for basic information.
She's a monk.
Like, rubs his head.
Mevia kind of looks over to the bartender and just smiles. Is like, "Oh, love, you want to start the festivities early? Because I'm always down for a good time." As Mevia is kind of like getting all amped, ready to just ready for what's probably going to be a barroom brawl.
At this, you hear coming down the stairs, chink, 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 and standing at the foot of the stairs, to none of you guys, is a familiar face. But he looks up from his 3-foot, 10-ish stature, red scale-skinned, creepy armor, with his hands crossed, and says, "What do you think you guys are doing? Gosh, this is a stupid inn!"
Oh, fucking no.
Fucking A, dude.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So is this the guy we're looking for, I'm assuming?
Yeah, he's wearing what creepy armor he was referring to is black armor that has been stained red. You get the sense it's not paint. It's blood stained. And he's got his arms crossed. He's got a tattoo across his hand, his left hand. No hair, but spikes going from his forehead all the way down his back.
All right. Nesmorn walks up, picks him up, and starts heading for a room to interrogate him.
Mevia kind of...
At this, make a dexterity saving throw, please.
All right.
Fucking traitor.
It wasn't the end for him.
Who it was now. Oh.
Yeah, it's Ethan's original character.
Oh, as soon as I heard the voice, I knew who it was. Fucker.
What did you roll? Did you roll another net?
One.
Oh,
Elliot, what the hell?
And you watch as soon as you pick him up, he goes, "I don't think so," and he puts you into an puts wrestling move on, and he throws you to the ground, and puts you like in an arm bar. "If you want to talk, you just say so. You don't need to pick up a kobold, okay?"
I've only been on this planet for about 20 minutes, and I already hate it.
You watch as he waits for a second before he gets up and he brushes you off. He goes, "You guys want to talk, or am I free to go? I do not have time to mess around with games."
Mevia kind of like squares up to the little kobold, and she's looking at him really, kind of like she's still kind of amped up from what she thought she was gonna fight the bartender. Just kind of looks down on this guy and is like, "How about we talk?" And just
for the record, I ain't talking to any of you. And points to River. He seems to be the only one with a sense of knowledge in his head. So I'll talk to him. If you guys want to join in the festivities, you guys can. But if you guys want to play this Mr. Macho Man, I guess, like on go rounds.
I'm going to buy drinks for everybody, take them over to a table, look over at our fucking little kobold friend, and make a gesture to the table.
At this, you go to buy beer, and the lady's just like, "Listen, we're not a tavern. If you want to go to the tavern, go to one up the road. We only serve, like, breakfast food. And it's the cook has long been out the door."
Mevia, DM, can I do an intimidation check on the bartender?
I think it's been a while since I've eaten.
Sure.
And I'm still seeing stars.
Excuse me. And to navigate a computer. I used to. What the hell? What's that? Sorry. Intimidation I rolled. Dirty 23.
You.
Sorry, go ahead.
What do you say?
Mevia just kind of goes right over to the bartender and grabs her and says, "Then why don't you take your pretty little head down to that tavern and go get us some drinks instead of complaining about what you don't have?" And just kind of shoves her off.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving.
You're gonna get your ass beat before we ever get out of here.
Yeah, we're
why
all
are you
playing-
guys fucking with a monk?
It's
She's
our
a monk.
characters.
Dirty 24.
She's a monk.
You watch as soon as you throw her up, you see her as she, and you watch as two darts just like go by right by your face, and they make nice thin scratches along your face. And she goes, "The next time I won't miss. Get out now," and points to the door. And she goes, "And if you don't," and snaps her fingers, and all of a sudden two bugbears come outside. They'll make you get out.
Huh. Not like you were helping anyway, and he walks out.
Mevia just kind of laughs and is like, "Okay." And she just turns to the others and is like, "Let me know if you need me to come back in." And she just kind of walks outside.
Oh, no, there's more left too. He's waiting at the entrance in case that other guy tries to make a break for it. But
Yeah, Mevia's like right with Nesco, right next to you.
I apologize for that, whatever that was. So no drinks, no food, apparently.
And you watch as she kind of calms down a little bit. It's like, listen, we're an inn. We take care of our guests here. We do breakfast, kind of as a complimentary thing for the people staying here. We keep it for guests. If you guys want food and drink, I'm sorry, after the breakfast hours, I would advise you guys going up the road. Please.
No, that's quite all right. Not a problem. Again, I apologize for their shenanigans. And I'll turn to the kobold. Would you care to talk here or somewhere else?
The kobold just points to a table and is just like, I'll talk to you, but we're gonna sit right here and talk about it. I ain't going out with those guys.
Perfect. Not a problem. Their bark is worse than their bite anyways. Don't worry about it.
You
Have
mean
a seat.
bark for that one person? Look like a druid. Bark, you know?
Bark. Yeah, pretty much. Uh-huh.
Kind of. All of a sudden, he just kind of like just goes subtle, and then he sits at a table, and he puts his feet up on the table, and he's like, "The name's Corton."
Corton. My name is River. It's a pleasure to make your
Pleasure.
acquaintance.
Pleasure. Now, from the wonderful interrogations that was going on in the bar, or in the lobby there, sounds like you guys need to speak to somebody, and I'm guessing you want to talk to me?
Yeah, I was told that you might know how I can locate King Maresh.
You're looking for that stupid Goliath barbarian king. You're looking for him?
Yes. He, I really need to find him.
He grumbled. He's clearly not happy with himself.
And I was told that you are the one that has the wealth of information and there is nobody other than you that could lead me to where I could find Maresh.
Can you make a persuasion check? You are trying to persuade him to cough up information that he clearly does not want to give you.
Buttering him up, that's what he's doing.
No, it's okay. Nesmorn has an idea.
That would be a 16.
And Corton hates Maresh.
Yeah.
And as I say that, I will take a platinum and slide it along the table, but still under my hand, and just lift a finger as I look at him.
He reaches out and grabs the platinum piece and stuffs it in his pocket. He's like fumbling through his armor until finally he and he slams his hand on the table and he pulls it back, and you see what you see is just a normal gold piece.
So you just exchange currencies with you.
And what, might I ask, would this be?
He picks up the coin and he goes, when Maresh took over the kingdom, I did some blood magic on some of the coins. Maresh always made sure to keep a pocket of his gold coins all around his belt, or at least a few on his person at all times, just in case he wanted to buy an ale at a bar, if he didn't get one for free, that is. But I made sure that I could keep track of him in case he was coming after me. Because, let's just say we didn't end on great terms.
Yeah, sounds like you really hate the guy.
Well, aren't you a clever little rat? I mean, person.
He takes his finger and he flips the coin up, and you watch in one fluid motion, he flips his finger to the side, and he watches the coin spin around. And as the coin spins, a black hole, like portal, like door, this could teleport me to exactly where I needed to find him. If I ever needed to be there, I got an instant notice. Because for some reason, Maresh put his... he always wanted to make sure he knew where I was at all times for some reason. So I always had to make sure he was back there at all times. I also kept a coin. He also kept a coin on his person where I could hear what he was saying. But you may not want to tell him that if you find him. And so he swipes the coin off the table and he flicks it towards you. And you want to find Maresh? That's how you're gonna get to him. But this coin ain't no magic coin that'll take you anywhere, right? It only takes you to Maresh. So wherever Maresh is, that's where you're gonna find him. And don't tell him I sent you. He has a grudge because something happened.
I'll catch the coin. I appreciate this greatly, and I've never seen you, heard of you, not in the least. What your concern is and his concern with you, it's not a concern of mine. So you watch as he gets up from his chair.
Now, if you excuse me, there's some business. It was a pleasure meeting you, River. And he, odd for you, he kind of gives a short little bow before he walks out front, and he passes by you, Nesmorn, and you, Mivia, and he says, your buddy inside's got everything you need to find Maresh. See ya! And he just takes off. Not like in a, running away, he just turns around and just walks up further into town.
Mevia kind of leans into Ness and just quietly, so that only they two can hear, and says, I think I could throw my axe in and hit him from this distance as he's moving.
Probably, but there's a lot of people around at the inn.
Yeah, best not to do. I'll take care.
I will exit a short time after our little cheesy friend.
Okay.
Are you two ready to shove off, or are you going to stand here and continue to play with yourselves?
Maybe
No, I think I'd rather go a little longer.
This is like, if you let me, I would have been able to get it, and probably wouldn't have cost anything.
If I would have let you, that monk would have had you so whoop ass. Just shut it and let's go. And I want to find some place where I can flip this coin without making a scene.
Sure. I mean, if you go right back to where you were before, the table that Corton picked was out of the way, so not even the innkeeper could see where you were at. It's like it's kind of tucked around the corner, and in order for people to like look for you guys there, they have to be deliberately like go into the inn and be looking for that table. Because most people are going to turn in and see the counter and go straight for the counter. They're not going to be like, what's around that corner there?
Okay, perfect. So I will look at the two of them. Do we have everything that we need? If not, I suggest you get it now, because I have a feeling that our little friend was not 100% honest. And it's not going to be easy. I don't know. And just whatever. If you're ready, let's go.
Mevia checks. She's got her bag, got her axe and sword and spear. It's like, yep, okay. I'm ready when you
And I'll lead us back to that table, DM. And I'll go ahead and flip the coin as I tell them this is going to take us right to Maresh, supposedly.
Right into a grave.
You flip the coin. You flip the coin. Blink, blink. Nothing happens.
Wow. Riveting. River.
Motherfucker.
Truly.
This house is.
Well, let's go find the little shit then.
This time, we do it my way. Mevia kind of goes off into the direction she last saw the kobold going toward, in kind of like a determined pace, though.
You watch as the innkeeper comes back out as you guys are about to ready to leave. He spun it, not flipped it, and she goes back to the counter.
Yes.
Very
haunted home.
Fine, and I'll spin it.
It takes a few seconds, and this big old door opens up, and their portal to Maresh is open.
Mevia kind of looks at Rivers and just was like, kind of like nods forward, like, after you.
Nesborn walks in first.
Oh. Mevia just sighs and like, all right. She just walks in behind Nevs.
I'll kind of look around and shake my head and step on through.
As you step through, Nesmorn, you're the first one that goes through the other side. And you come in, and it's like the first few steps you take in through is pitch black. Pitch black. Then all of a sudden, you realize it's your vision. Like, you're walking through magical darkness to get through one place to another. It's kind of like when you walk through a door, like in the dark, it takes you a second for your eyes to adjust maybe to the lighting in the room.
Yeah.
But when the light clears, you hear a and you see a carnival like music playing in the background. You see a 4 large tents kind of being structured. You see somebody walking to and fro, a human male with a long, big brown beard, kind of walking around, and he sees you guys. You weren't there a second ago.
What in eternity is going on here?
Well, Dr. Eternity is my name, and pleasure to meet you. I run this, well, fantastic carnival, and if you're wanting tickets, well, you can just run to the front ticket booth. And he
We're
points
just
to-
looking for someone. I don't really care about whatever this is. I have a mission.
Oh, well, if you're looking for somebody, then I can help you find it if they're here. Well, who are you looking for?
I was told the guy's name was Maresh.
Oh, Maresh, our big, lovable Goliath. Oi, Maresh, you have somebody that needs to talk to you! And yells, and coming out from the main tent flap, the flaps open. Caleb, would you like to introduce your character?
Yes. You see a 10-foot tall Goliath. He's about 10 feet tall, about 500 pounds. He's massive. Probably the biggest person most of you have seen. He has white, almost this white or pale blue skin, bald head, big black beard, tattoos all down his body, down his head. He doesn't wear a shirt, but he has shoulder pads that sit on both sides and straps that cross through. And on his back, you see two great swords crossed with a small axe that is on his hip. He wears like a animal skin, almost kind of like a skirt with sandals that have straps running up to his calves. And he just kind of lumbers over. Who wanted to see me?
Nevia
You
kind
did?
of looks over at River and is like, well, I found him. And just holds out her hand and is like, pay up.
River.
Oh, you found him?
I was gonna say, for context, Maresh, the only one you recognize is River. The other two, like, you've heard of maybe some mercenaries that were hired to do work like Mevia, but you have no idea who Mevia or Nesmorn are.
River, what are you doing here?
I will look at King, bow, and take a knee. My lord, I don't know what to say. Where have you been?
Well, I forgot for a while, but we fought Tiamat, and she threatened the very existence of the gods, so I decided to give myself to help with that, and so that's when the last you saw me, I killed myself, and I was brought back somehow. I don't know, but I woke up here in the Feywilds. And next thing I knew, there was a circus, and there was pretty women and ale, so I joined, and I couldn't remember anything, and so then I met these people that came to the circus, so then something happened, and I got into a fight with them, and then I remembered who I was, but I didn't really have a way back, and to be honest, I had no reason to come back.
Mevia kind of like says offhand, like, maybe saving your kingdom might be a good enough reason to come back. It's gone to shit, I can tell you that much.
And who the fuck are you?
My apologies, Your Majesty. This mouth would be Mevia, and the other is Nesmorn.
Charmed.
Mevia just kind of like, just kind of gives a little nod towards Marish.
So, he looks back to River. So, what's going on for Dasa?
Do the words proverbial shit show mean anything, Your Majesty?
I say it, I get yelled at. You say it, it's no big deal.
It's because you haven't earned my respect yet. I fought with River. I haven't fought with you.
Well, looks like we're gonna have plenty of time to fight together soon.
You look a little small, to be honest. But anyways, and he walks closer to Mevia, and at this point, like he was spaced away. At this point, he's walking closer to Mevia, and you start seeing the size go like this.
Mevia's just looking.
Because Mevia's, I believe, Mevia's 6 feet tall.
6 foot, yeah.
So he is 4 feet taller than her.
Mevia just kind of like is just staring up at him defiantly. She's not backing down, but she's not trying to pick a fight either.
You will earn my respect when you can fight alongside me.
And I'm always up for a good fight. I did it for a living.
Well, I did it to protect the kingdom. That's what makes us different. And he turns around and walks back to River. And mumbling under his breath, I didn't do this shit for money.
I know, Your Majesty. I know. I have no words. But apparently there is a pressing matter because Nesmorn came and sought me out to seek you out and says that the very world's existence is at stake.
Who sent you?
The god of the fates, Istis. They said it's time.
How is he doing?
Last I spoke to him, he was good.
I feel like it was just yesterday we were sitting down having ale together.
Mm.
I spent some time with the gods. Did he tell you what was coming?
I don't think he did, out of character, right?
Yeah, he did not. He did not. He just kind of told you that. He just told you essentially that you need to find Maresh. And a terrible evil has been unleashed, and that you guys need to get Maresh to help stop it.
Okay, and then did he show me the places that were burning, or was that just for the people that were here to understand?
That was just for people. He did not show you any visions, like of anything being burned to anybody.
He did not say. He said a terrible evil had been unleashed, and if fate has it, we'll stop it. Whatever's meant to happen will happen.
Let me see if I can find out what's happening. I'll be right back. And he's gonna walk away into a corner over by one of the tents where it's kind of quiet and dark, and he's gonna kneel down and place his weapons in front of him as he prays.
And as DM, real quick, as he walks away, I want to look at Mevia, pull out two copper, and flip them to Mevia and go, "There, you're paid."
Mevia catches it and she's like, "You're joking, right?" Mevia kind of like scowls and says, my rate of pay is 30 gold per settlement. And my rate is doubled. So that's 60
Well,
gold you owed me, technically.
considering
I might be short.
you did not find Marash, I think you should just take what you got.
Mevia kind of like squares up on River and is like, oh, is that what I am? Just some cheap holler to throw some coins at it and send me on my way. I don't think
And you
so.
see, and you see the ringmaster. No, boys. Let's. If you guys have some business you guys need to sort out, do it back in your own world. We are a carnival of fun. We don't allow any sort of violence here.
Maybe you could get them a room.
Mevia growls is like, this is my world. I'm from the Feywild.
Well, you haven't been here in a long time because nobody recognizes you. And if you want somebody to recognize you, you need to ask the front ticket guy. He knows everybody in the face.
Can Mevia hit the ringmaster?
You can try.
When she goes to do that, I want to try to grab her arm and stop her.
Okay. So Nesmord, I need you to make a strength check against
All right.
Mevia's strength check.
And I'm going to give guidance to Nesmore.
Okay, then what is that, a D6 or D4 or?
DM.
Give me 1 second. I'll tell you.
The strength check is a D. Oh, you. Oh, sorry.
No,
I
for
thought
the
you.
guidance.
Gotcha.
It's a D4, right?
No, it should be
Yes,
higher.
yeah. No, well, yeah. For me, it's higher. It's
It should be
what is
higher
it?
at level 20.
It's
It should be like a D8. or
D8,
D10.
I think. D10.
Should be a
D10.
D8 or a D10.
All right, let me make sure this is my 10. Okay, it is. Okay, so that's a 23.
Mevia, I rolled an 8 for my strength check. So stop.
Mevia, the Ringmaster, like as you're rearing back to punch, you see Nesmorn reach out and just, and for some reason, you can't break her hold. You can't break their hold or his hold. He's got you pinned down tight. And
Mevia's just kind of holding her fist. She's like, "Who's ever stopping me? Better let me go. So I can taste this."
Act like an adult.
oh, hey, how about this? I'll make it easier for you. Ticketmaster, can you come talk to this young lady over here? She needs to have a word with you. And you watch as the ticket booth for a second, like gets lifted up off the ground before backing out, and you see this giant furbolg come walking towards you. We're standing, and even though you're tall, Mevia, the Ticketmaster's still got kind of like following Maresh a little bit, even slunched over, has to look down on you before they say to you,
What is going on here? Do you need to sit in time out?
I think she does.
I think so. I think Mevia has been very bad.
I won't ask any of you. And I'll be mocked in my own home world.
Actually, that guy just did.
Perhaps the bouncer will have to deal with you.
Bouncer's indisposed at the moment. I'm fine. I just don't appreciate being insulted. I'll relax.
That's highly suggested because relaxation is fun. Let me remind you of the rules at the carnival.
It's alright. I can guess them for myself.
Rule
No.
number 1.
You watch as the raid master is like, oh, this is the best part. This is the best. I love this every time. And he's like really enjoying the show for some reason.
Nesborn walks away.
Everyone must pay an entry. Did you pay an entry?
Why, no.
You watch as the raid master looks towards Mevia. Did you pay an entry fee?
We
The
already told you. We were
entry
just talking to my rep, not to you.
fee is 2 copper.
Oh, yeah, he just flipped you 2 copper. That's an entry fee right there.
And I just look over at Mevia and wink.
I'm
Number 2. There is no fighting allowed unless you are part of the circus.
Navi's like,
I don't. They're not part of the circus.
Number 3.
Nesmorn's looking for food because it's been a while since he's eaten.
Okay.
Don't have him on the eating space.
And then he just kind of looks and he. Anyways, you can get tickets from my ticket booth. Come on. And grabs Mevia's hand and starts dragging Mevia along to the ticket booth.
Mevia resists.
I need you both to make strength contested checks against each other.
And guidance for the furbog.
Would that be a saving throw?
No, I need you to make
That's
straight
just a
up
strength check.
checks.
And your cleric just gave him guidance.
And guidance is a D10.
D10.
What? I got a 25.
I got a natural 20 plus
Oh
a 5.
my
So my 25 beats your 25.
As much as you're trying to resist Mevia, this big furbog is literally dragging you. Your heels are digging hard into the ground, like leaving long ruts. And the quartermaster just turns to you, River, and is like, I hope she enjoys the show. And it's like, oh, by the way, just mention to the ticket master that the Remaster lets you in, and you and your other friend can get in for free.
I'm going to pat the ringmaster on the back. Thank you, kind sir. Thank you. And
walk.
make our way.
Maresh, we'll get to you, and then we'll go over to Nesmorn here in a second, but I know you went to pray. So, Maresh, you, in your time helping defeat Tiamat, you did get to know a lot of the gods and goddesses. You're not praying to any specific one, you're just trying to see who is going to respond to you. Yes, Charlie, I know, Maresh is about to pray.
The god of Charlie.
The god of Charlie. You go, and it's, as you going through, who's going to respond first, you know who's really eager to answer calls, you know who's not, super lazy to answer calls. It takes you even, a couple solid minutes before finally you hear a female voice respond to you. You recognize as one of the goddesses of healing, the cleric goddess, most likely. It's kind of muffled for a second, and then she, hello?
Oh. It's Maresh.
Maresh. It's been a long time. And you know who it is, but for some reason the name is escaping you. But you guys have had conversations to know that a lot of times she likes to keep her name pretty private unless it's to her followers.
I was told that there is something going on back in the home world and that the end of the world is near, and they were sent to get me and bring me from the Feywilds back there, but I need to know what is happening.
A long, awkward pause. And you could tell it's a long, awkward pause. It's like she's kind of hesitant to tell you before finally she goes, Haresh, the world has changed. It would be best if I could just send you there. And you said friends came to get you. I would grab them before coming.
Fine, give me a few minutes. And
Just call out when you know who I am. Just call out my name when you're ready, and I'll send you back.
Okay. And he's gonna get up and put all of the stuff back away, and stand up and walk over to River.
As you walk over to River, you see the verbal Ticketmaster dragging Mevia, and is like puts her right in front of the ticket booth, and then sits behind the ticket booth, like expecting you to pay the 2 copper to go see the show.
Mevia huffs after she's just got let go and says, "I'm not here to see the show."
And then turns to Maresh, and then turns back, and then and just kind of like points to you, Maresh, and then points to Mevia.
We don't have time for this. Let's go.
Okay, so River, you see this happen. I'll say for sake of brevity, you see this happen. Nesmorn, you walk off towards kind of around, and one of the smaller tents, you get like a nice whiff of like stew, like vegetable meat stew of some sort. You can't place the name. You just know it's a stew of some sort is being brewed.
Okay. I'm gonna go in.
You walk into this mess tent and you see a assortment of like the carnival crew sitting around tables, grabbing bowls of stew, and they're happily gobbling it down. And you see behind the counter, you see this weathered old human lady just stirring this like ladle into a pot. And it's just like, and it sees you walk in. A bowl for the young druid over there.
Oh, how much is it?
Well, I assume if you're here, I'll just take it out of your wage. That's what all the other performers do.
I'm kind of from outer space.
Oh, well.
I haven't eaten in a long time.
From outer space.
She reaches down.
Aliens!
Not saying it's aliens.
I'm from the astral plane. I'm not.
She reaches down underneath. We get your kind in here all the time. I've got something specially for you. And like reaches down underneath the counter and holds up this massive loaf of bread. And is like, this is for you.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we tie the Feywild to the Wild West.
Is there cheese stuffed inside the bread?
You don't know. You don't know.
Inside the bread?
You don't know. It looks like a giant loaf of bread.
Thank you.
This is the wife of
what
the
is this called
original.
again?
Well, a lot of the other people around here, Maresh particularly loves this. He calls it breaded cheese.
Yes!
Okay. I don't have money. I'm from the astral plane.
It's okay. You just tell Maresh that the cook gave you a loaf. And also, could you do me a favor? He also hasn't eaten today, and he holds up 2 more loaves. He's a big boy. If you could do this favor, consider it free of charge.
All right.
This is totally the wife
Thanks.
of that
I'll do that.
original pirate.
And he walks out holding 3 loaves of bread in his arms and just starts looking for Maresh.
And you see, back where you come from, you can't really miss Maresh, a 10-foot tall, pale blue giant, Goliath giant is, and you walk, it's pretty easy, walk over to him.
Hey, and then he stuffs his loaf of bread under his shoulder, and holds the other 2 out. The one lady said you didn't eat, and she gave me one.
That's Beverly. She's nice. And he takes one of those loaves and just the whole thing in one bite.
Maresh, it is like you've had breaded cheese before, but she probably took extra time because you hadn't eaten to really make this really good. This is the best breaded cheese you have ever eaten. So much so.
This is the best breaded cheese ever.
Mm-hmm.
For the next 24 hours, I will give you a choice. You either get charisma saving throws, advantage on charisma saving throws, or advantage on constitution saving throws.
Hell yeah!
Help on constitution. Let's do charisma because my saving throws on charisma are bad.
Okay, because this bread is making you really I just
I get advantage on constitution saving throws anyways.
Gotcha. And with that,
and so there was another. I guess there's another loaf. I'm gonna break it up and hand it to Mevia and no.
And okay, so if you guys choose to eat it now, you guys can either choose to take a bite out of it now or wait till later.
Nesborn's gonna eat now because he goes into a trance when he's out there. So it could have been 10 years, could have been 50 years, could have been 100 years. He's got no clue when he ate last. All he knows is he's really hungry.
You take one bite, and one bite is you feel your stomach already begin to okay, this is food. I really like this food. But getting your food makes you kind of think about how this world operates, how this world runs. So for the next 24 hours, you get to choose. I'll let you choose between charisma or intelligence saving throws, advantage on.
Okay.
Okay. So Mevia, you take a bite out of it, and it's kind of calmed you down a bit. You're man, this is really good food. Really good. I'm probably going to enjoy this. But as you feel a little bit stronger, but you also feel maybe next time I could probably talk my way out of a situation. So advantage on charisma saving throws or strength saving throws for you.
This is rude.
River, do you take a bite of it?
Oh yeah.
You take a bite. You've never had breaded cheese. None of you have had, besides Maresh, has had breaded cheese before. This just melts in your mouth. You don't even feel it hit the back of your throat. But this, and you kind of get the sense that you also feel a little bit stronger. You feel you could take on the world kind of type feeling. But you also are man, if a wall came crashing down now, not only do I think I could hold this thing up for hours. So I'll give you advantage on either strength or constitution saving throws for the next 24 hours.
I'm gonna take strength since my strength is -1.
Okay. And with that, as you guys finish, you guys are sitting there eating your bread. We're gonna take a break, and then we'll find out what Scarlet. We'll wait for the Scarlet Brigade. Stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, we are back. So, right before we left the break, the Scarlett Brigade sat down and had some breaded cheese before continuing off on their adventure. And it takes Maresh, you're the one that kind of finishes first. And once you kind of see that everybody's kind of comfortable, whether they've eaten all their breaded cheese or most of it, you decide to call out to back out.
We are ready.
It takes a second, and then you just can't see kind of a wavy and like kind of like a gold door that opens.
In you go, and I grab everybody and toss them in. Last one being River, first one being Nevia.
I can walk.
Woohoo!
Mevia,
And then I
you land
slowly
first.
just.
Mevia, you land first, and you, as you are, you just your mouth was open as you hit it, so you kind of you feel like dirt and some debris enter your mouth, just like whatever it is. It's not like not just earth.
Tastes like fish food.
Maybe
You-
oh God. Looks back, it's like, yeah, I can walk, you know.
And then Nesmorn, kind of the same thing. You kind of fly through. You land on your butt, not on your face, so you don't eat anything. But you did not land on anything soft. It is coarse, hard, rough
Broken
ground
tailbone.
you land on.
Oh, that
River-
hurts my ass.
River, you kind of tumble through. Yes, Charlie. Tell them. So you tumble through, and you dust cakes the air, and finally, Maresh, you walk through. You are standing where one of the taverns of the Scarlett Brigade once stood, but everything around you is dirt, ash. Everything is gone.
Now, DM, is this one of the places I would have known about, or is
Yeah.
this new to me as well?
Is this like the original Scarlet Letter?
Like the original Scarlet Letter, the first one in Fardassa, that one that you got sent
Okay.
to.
Okay.
River, you probably would have like read either up on the lore or whatever was like if Maresh or any one of the other Scarlet Brigades kept a journal on. You probably are aware of like what this was, but you never been there yourself. Like if you have,
No.
you've
Maresh, I'll say Maresh did not keep a journal. He has an intelligence of 13. He can't
No,
write.
but you had Jax that was beside you the whole time,
we had people that I would have had people
So-
that wrote everything down.
and Jax
Right.
would have documented everything. So
yeah. So you step through. Mevia, you get yourself kicked up off the dirt, and you realize that there's like it's just dead. Everything's dead. Buildings are piles of wood and timber laying on the ground. Any sort of people, you don't even see people. You just see like almost kind of like forms of where people were. Like if people died like in spots, they were just their shape lies out in the grass.
Maybe it's looking around, it's like, what is this place?
So for the first time, you see Maresh just have this blank stare as he's looking at everything, and his eyes dart around. His head doesn't move, but his eyes dart around as he's taking everything in, and then that blank stare slowly starts to turn to anger as he furrows his brow.
Nesmorn, River, or Nesmorn, you take a look around, and you hear a voice whisper, and you realize it's your god speaking to you again. He's like, "This is why I needed the people. What caused this is still moving around the world. This destruction is slow, but it's deadly. We don't have much time."
How do we stop it? And he speaks out loud. So it kind of looks like
Mare-
he's talking to himself, but he doesn't really.
Maresh knows people, but for more info, Maresh needs to go back to his kingdom.
DM, how long has this town been destroyed?
Make a investigation check.
Use my Raven's Nest dice.
Seal.
woohoo!
19.
You reach down and pick up one of the bars, and the wood is still kind of warm. It's not scalding hot. And you dust off the board, and it's got 2 letters, SL, written in red. This was like probably the top like board of a sign that probably said like Scarlet Letter. The destruction was recent, but not like it's been probably within a fortnight that this has happened.
Mevia looks to Mirage and says, "This is still warm. We should search. Maybe there might be someone still alive." Mevia would start going after, just start looking through where somebody might be buried under rubble in the tavern.
You start pulling up boards, and you realize quickly the boards are laying on solid ground.
Can I use my survival and my experience to gauge the situation and see if there would be a possibility of anybody being alive?
Sure, go for it.
I'm gonna make a survival check. It is an 18. I rolled low.
You gauge the surrounding landscape. Whatever caused this, nobody survived. Death and destruction is laid behind.
This used to be Scarlet Letter. This was the first ale house I took over, and we moved around since, but there's nobody left alive. And he's gonna look at River. We need to get back to the kingdom now.
Mevia just kind of looks down dejectedly and just kind of drops the board she was holding it, she was picking up. She's like, I just thought it'd be worth checking to see if anyone was alive.
How far are we from the kingdom?
Day's journey. You're like on the where she dropped you off at is like on the fringe edge of Orcan. Like, it'd probably take you a day of solid marching. If you take your time, probably take you a day and a half, but you're not far from the kingdom at all.
After he looks at River and just stares for a minute, looks around, he's going to take off running towards the kingdom.
Mevia's like, "Oi, wait up!" and just tries to start running behind him too.
I'm right behind.
Nesmorn?
Sorry, what was going on? I got a text.
No, you're good.
It was
You're good.
important.
The rest of the party has made their way, like, running back towards the kingdom. I just didn't want to take over your character and just naturally assume you're going with them.
Oh yeah,
I just
he's gonna go along. He's gonna kind of keep his distance a little bit though, because he's still kind of weird around people.
I'm full
Sure.
on sprinting.
Maresh, it doesn't take long for you to kind of leave the others in the dust, both literally and figuratively. But I'll say you could probably reach the kingdom in half a day, but you will suffer a point of exhaustion if you keep up this pace.
I would run, and knowing that I may have a fight coming, I would run as fast as I can until I start feeling tired. Then I drop down and pace myself, and then pick it back up when I'm feeling good. That way I don't get exhaustion.
Okay. So it takes you about most of a day to get there because you're stopping, pacing, waiting for everybody to get up. You reach the gate and you see 2 Warforged sitting at the gate, or actually 1 Warforged sitting at the gate, leading into the kingdom. And he holds up a hand. Halt.
Let me into my kingdom.
Is that your name, or?
I am King Maresh.
King Maresh of what kingdom?
I'm standing right next to him.
Mevia catches up with him. He's like,
Open the freaking gate now.
Is that your name as well?
At that point, I'm just so pissed off. I'm going to grab both Warforges by the head and smash their heads together.
They crumple before a third one walks up. Name, and who do you wish to see?
Mevia takes out her axe and swings it at the Warforged.
Ding! Head topples off. And at this point, two more Warforged show up. You have violated the rules of this kingdom. You must be taken before the king.
I am the king.
Not of this realm.
Mevia's
Yes.
like, I thought you said you were the king.
I look to River, who took over in my absence.
Out of character. DM, who took over?
Jordan.
Yeah, Jarden was in charge for a little bit.
I correct.
Out of character, you have no idea who took over.
Your Majesty, I have no idea. I've been searching for you.
Fine. Take me to your king.
This way, please.
King Charlie.
Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. As you guys are
Long
being
live
led,
King Charlie.
long live King Charlie. As you guys walk back into your kingdom, Maresh and River, very familiar steps leading up into the kingdom. You see, and for Nesrum and Mevia, these are unfamiliar steps, but they lead from the courtyard into the main castle gate. And you see, you walk in, and you see in the kingdom, the Warforged opens up the door and says, "The throne is at the far end of this room."
I know where my throne is.
It doesn't know how to respond. It just kind of stutters a little bit.
Leave. And I'm gonna make my way just straight beeline for the throne.
Mevia
You get about halfway. You get about halfway across the throne room before you see, sitting on the throne, you see a bugbear with a quarterstaff leaning up against the side of the throne. Yes. What business of you have in my kingdom?
Your kingdom. This is my kingdom.
This is... I don't know who you might be, but I'm pretty sure this is my kingdom.
I am King Maresh.
King Maresh. Are you named after that fabled king of old?
Fabled king of old. I haven't been gone that long. I am Maresh. The Goliath, the giant.
The
What
gods,
year
you're-
was it when you left? It is hard to keep track in a trance.
It was 94 BZ.
94 BZ. Maresh. We're in like... Maresh. We're like in 0 BZ. If you truly are Maresh.
That's not possible.
He just left his kingdom.
River was just here.
River and Urshar have been missing for the last 50 years. According to what records state,
This is impossible.
I'm listen. I'm just telling you, the kingdom was abandoned for many years. After the games, which I know Urshar partook in, I know a great chunk of the Scarlett Brigade took part in. But that was 75 years ago.
How did you get the throne?
It was a vote. Now, I know how you do things. If you truly are Maresh, I know how you do things. And I'll tell you now, I'm not going to hand over this throne back to you, even if it's yours.
Well, then.
Kind of grips her right axe and is like,
Well then, I guess we'll do things my way.
This hasn't been your kingdom for a long time, and this king, we don't know if he's just or if he's not, but...
Well, the last king that was here before me wasn't just. But no matter, it's my throne.
It was your throne, evidently.
It still is.
If we can make it back to the time that it was.
The king has kind of like, he scratches his chin for a second and says, Maresh, are we going to do things mano y mano, or are you wanting a group out fight? Because if this is going to be a group out fight, and he snaps his fingers, and 4 more bugbears peer out of the adjoining room, and even one kind of is perched up on the rafters up ahead, and is just, he's been watching you this entire time.
Watch close.
As soon as he calls out 4 more, I'm going to invoke duplicity.
I'm gonna look around, and I'm gonna start with Mevia. Are you ready to prove yourself?
she kind of like heaves her axe is just like, I'll show you what I'm made of.
Looks to River.
Twirling it and just kind of like getting ready, getting amped.
Looks to River. It's been a long time. Are you ready to do this again?
I'll look over at the king, put my staff down, and give a big smile. Always, my lord.
And then looks to Nesmorn. I know you think we should go back to our time, but why not have a little fun?
Fun doesn't accomplish anything, but...
Did your God tell you to help me?
Well, I was told to find you and to stop the great evil, so I guess if this has to be a step along the way. Nothing personal, he says to the other guy. Nothing personal, but I have a job to do.
Let's be honest, maybe the great evil starts here. There's pretty great evil for me not being on a throne, so... And I'm gonna look to... look to that king, and this is something I forgot I had, DM, and I am going to smirk, but I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. And hit his knuckles together.
He looks up at you and he just sighs. If you want to fight, we can do this. But I'm giving you one last shot. Please. Don't do this.
Give me my... And as I'm saying this, as I hit my knuckles together, I begin to grow and double in size. As I put the stone giant gloves on.
He just watched you get bigger and bigger, and you... I forget, how much bigger does that make you?
It brings me up to about 15 feet tall.
So you're double his size. He's about 7. He's about 7'8", the leader. And he goes...
And it increases me to about 750 pounds, because it does half of what my height and weight are now.
He goes... Listen, how we do things now is a popular vote. And the next election is not for a few months. I'm not going to be usurped. So I'm not going to give, even if you are King Maresh, I'm not going to give you your throne back. But I'm asking you, if you want to fight, I'll fight you. And if I die, then I die for my kingdom and for my people. But know that I did not want this. And he grabs his quarterstaff from next to the throne and says, last chance.
Tell me something. Why do you sit here on this throne when everything around you falls?
I lost contact with Fardassa 8 days ago.
So
I
you
shuttered up
sent nobody there.
I sent envoys. I sent my brothers. And you watch his brothers, a couple of his other brothers, the one that's up in the rafters, jump down. I sent them to scope things out. And they're all have quarterstaffs on their person. They're all standing right next to him. I sent them. And when I seen the destruction, when they told me of the destruction, I brought my people in to shelter them, to save them from what is to come. I have no idea if we can stop it or not, but I locked them up.
Oh, as he talks, I'm going to go ahead and hit my fist together again and shrink down to my normal size. And kind of just hold my hands out to everybody to kind of tell everybody to cease.
He just looks at you and he just says, I did what was right for my people. I'm trying to save them.
No,
if you want the throne,
being a coward.
I have fought many of people to save my people. Please don't make me do this.
Is the threat. What is the threat?
And he looks to one of his brothers. His brother kind of walks up to you and hands you a paper before walking back to the throne. They all, at this point, pull out their quarterstaffs of their own, kind of standing in line. And you see a massive handprint, brightly colored in orange and black burning fire, staring back up at you.
Evie looks down. It's like, what is it? What's it mean?
When I'm kind of looking to River, but also speaking to the others, but when I was in the Feywilds and I met this other group, they called themselves Misery's End or something stupid. They said that they were there on a quest to stop the coming of someone named Zophos. Apparently he's a being of old, some titan that is coming out of the earth. And this, and I'm going to flip it around, is his hand. Which means that whatever this is, it may not be him, but it's a part of whatever his plan is.
Seems I found my great evil.
DM, would I know Zophos?
Yes. You know Zophos from your own reading of the text in the vast library that's in the keep, and also the priest. There's a clergy or a church up the road from where you are at. That is also has teachings on Zophos.
We highly advise against
inviting such spirits. Your Majesty, when did these so-called adventurers approach you?
Time happens differently in the Feywilds. I thought it was only a month or so ago, but I also thought I've only been gone for a little bit, so it's hard to say, but I would say since there's not a large titan towering over us trying to kill us, probably hasn't been that long.
Well, let's hope not, because from what I know of Zophos, this is not going to bode well for any of us. And if they are requesting aid, they're going to need all the aid and assistance that they can get.
I'm going to turn to the king. Where was whatever this creature is last seen? I can only assume it's not Zophos, but something associated. Where was he last seen?
I don't know. I don't have that answer for you.
Do you know a direction?
If you want answers, go to Fardassa. Or you can... Somebody left detailed notes.
Who left detailed notes?
Turns to his brothers, and they kind of hold up their quarterstaffs. Sorry, guys. And these are secrets we are sworn to protect.
Well, I guess we have to do things on our own since the cowardly king here is hiding. I guess we should save him and his people and the world.
That may be a coward, but I did not leave my people. Like somebody did.
Mevia kind of growls. It's like, "Watch your tongue."
Never mind. He's a lesser king. I guess I don't need a kingdom or to be a king when, I mean, hell, you're a gladiator. How would you like to be a god?
A god, eh? I kind of like the sound of that.
Well, I've killed many things. I've killed a Tarask. I've killed Tiamat, basically on my own.
No,
So whatever this is, let's go fucking kill it.
Oh, lead on, Your Majesty.
And I'm gonna just turn around and begin to walk away, and as I do, I'm gonna turn back towards the king. Have fun in your throne for now, because the way you rule, that throne will be broken soon.
At least I will be on the throne, rather than seek to take it over. Like the coward and I would actually say dictator that you were.
He's just gonna shake his head and walk away.
Man, you had to roll for that.
Whoa, I'm impressed.
I rolled a wisdom saving throw for that.
I'm impressed. I'm going to be not far behind the King Maresh and just shake my head and say, it's a good thing we're leaving because, man, that guy is just unbearable.
DM, is there like any kind of like pottery or anything breakable that I'm walking by?
He bugs me too.
I know, right?
DM,
Yeah.
is there anything like breakable nearby that I'm walking past?
Fucking child and just.
Why not? What?
Please tell me there's a fucking bust of this kid.
I mean, there's next to the there's a pot next to the throne, but that's about it.
There's a what? I'm
Oh
sorry.
god, that's probably an urn.
Javelin the pot.
Oh my god!
Nevia
Imagine it's just cousin's
stops
ashes.
and just kind of got
Give me
like
one.
Should I continue or should I hold?
Give me 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, you got the baby.
Maresh, as he's walking out, is totally going to take out his sword and cut scratches in the walls with his sword as he's walking out, like he's keying a car. I'm going to go find a horse and key the horse.
Oh my god. Animal abuse.
Key their chariot. No, I definitely rolled a wisdom saving throw on that, and I rolled a 15. If I would have rolled under a 15, he was going to attack him. Know what he did with the last king that mouthed off to him? Snapped his fucking neck in one move.
I did. He was the dwarf, the little corrupt dwarfing king.
Snapped his neck.
I just love it how I kind of created I kind of whatever I created, and then because Ethan really did this more than I ever did. I just did a one thing. He just took it and did a great job with it. But I like it how I created something. The first thing you do is take it over. I'm king now. I'm like, son of a... I wasn't even there for that. What was I? No, I wasn't there for that one.
No, you're a drill.
Yeah, I was at army drill. I was out freezing my tail off in Fort Drum. I come back and Pam's like, "Your kingdom's been taken over by Caleb." I'm like, "Oh, I leave you guys alone one weekend, one session, all goes down, all of it."
And we just run amok.
Yep, it's great. You did great though.
Now I still have my duplicate.
I missed that character you made for that one shot. For the first one shot that I did, where it's that crazy artificer bunny, the freaking machine.
Oh, Jax.
Yeah, with the little portable flamethrower. You freaking burned down the tavern that you were fighting in.
Oh yeah, he's freaking awesome. I didn't bring him for this because I figured it would have been like years and years and years ago.
All right, I'm back, guys. I apologize.
Okay.
So Mevia,
Yep.
you were looking for something broken in the room. There is like a rather large looking vase sitting right next to the throne.
Like an urn.
Fucking javelin that shit.
Like an
Right
urn?
next to the throne.
Okay.
Yeah, like an urn.
Okay, so Mevia is
Or a
just
vase.
kind of stop, and she kind of looks over to Moret. She stops, and I'm assuming everyone's gonna like notice Mevia. And she's just kind of got that little mischievous smile, and she just reaches back onto her like armors where she got some javelins hooked up, and she pulls one, and in a fluid motion, she just throws it at that urn, just like she's done this a million times, performing at the arenas and everything, doing trick shots and everything.
Nesmore face palms.
You watch as this javelin goes right for the urn, and at the last second, you watch as the king pink kicks it up and backflips and kicks it right back towards you.
He made fucking monks.
Can Can I try and catch the javelin?
Only if you're
Are
a
you
monk.
a monk?
Oh, yes, right. No, I can't. Okay. You let me...
1,000 square foot basement, which is
He
Does a
made something with charisma.
Did you make, or does a 26 hit?
Me?
Yeah, you
Oh,
threw it at his urn. He's pretty mad. He's throwing it right back at you.
26? Yes, that hits.
See, but Maresh is standing right next to him and uses his reaction to pull his sword out and hit the missile away.
As you use your reaction to bat it away, tink, it kind of clambers to the floor. Tink, tink. And the king just looks back at you and it says, I know you know the way out.
And I'm just going to smirk and grab Mevia, turn Mevia, and my large hands around her shoulders just kind of walk her out, and I'll kind of pull her in. Good job. And just kind of push her out and keep going.
Maybe you just kind of
And-
Nesborn looks
and you're
over at the
welcome.
king and is like, I apologize for my unruly associates.
And
then
maybe
leave.
kind of shouts back, is like, don't speak for me. I know exactly what I was doing. And she kind of just, as she's walking back, she kind of turns to the cowardly owl bugbear and just does this.
Is DM, when we go outside, do they have like a royal chariot or something?
No.
There's no kind of vehicle, nothing that they have.
No.
Is there any
Like,
they keep every, like,
are there any
Are there
statues?
stables? Are there stables?
there were stables.
So they've cleared everything out.
They've cleared everything out.
Is there any
Okay.
statues
So what you're
or anything
saying
like
is this place is pretty barren.
Yes. Yes, it
Okay.
is.
that? There's
So-
Appreciate
there's
the
no
joke.
statues
Appreciate-
or tapestries or anything?
Nesborn's gonna try to look to find somebody that has answers.
This kingdom's gone to the birds, man.
Is there like a tapestry hanging on up top that they put up?
No. Like, it seems like they just came in and took over what was left and then destroyed anything relating to the Scarlett Brigade. Whatever was
Yeah.
left behind.
Those stables that were there that I assume are made out of wood, I'm casting Firebolt. Because, yes, I
Okay.
can do that.
You watch as
Nice.
the stable lights up in flames and just burns to the ground.
Now we can leave.
Maybe it just shakes his head.
And
it shakes
as
his
you
head.
guys begin to leave, you hear a
Nesborn's
and
gonna
you
run
watch
to it.
back as you look back towards the stables, you see a man that has been burned alive stumbles out of the stables and it's just
Cleric!
oh, why? And then he lands on the ground dead.
Cleric!
DEA dead.
Revivify anybody?
Cleric!
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you might be the great evil, Maresh.
And that was a cantrip.
Murdering a guy.
Oh, I'm gonna look over at
Well, it
this
looked abandoned. I
gibberish.
mean, it looked abandoned. I
It did
mean,
look
that was
abandoned.
probably-
Maresh, again, my intelligence is a 13.
Your Majesty, am I healing or am I speeding this process?
Can we tell he's dead?
Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
Speed the process up.
I'll have my duplicate go over and touch the corpse and cast gentle repose.
Okay.
Marish.
Oh, God.
Always killing before asking questions.
Hey, is that the guy that we got whatever that thing from?
Gordon.
Mevia just sighs and is like, is that who I think it is?
Gordon, what are you doing here?
You watch as Corton walks into the kingdom, or walks up to you, Maresh, and just simply, he's right up to you. He just looks up. You grown bigger last time I seen you.
Oh, you've gotten smaller, you rat.
Let's just say I had some changes of heart, you could say. And kind of, let's have a drink. And I can catch you up on what happened.
Fine, but you buy whatever I drink.
Or I can just charm your glass and make it endless.
DM? Oh, never mind.
It already is.
Oh, sorry. Thought he was gonna say something more sinister.
No. He leads you into the tavern. He kicks his feet up.
So
Up on the nearest table.
this tavern does not say Scarlet Letter anymore.
No.
Okay.
It has the BB etched in the sign above.
Can I reach the sign?
No. Not unless you climb up on the roof of the tavern.
How tall is it to the top?
From ground
Like
level
where
to
the sign
absolute
is.
peak. Yeah, from where the sign is, about 40 feet up in the air.
Jesus, that's a big ass tavern.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna jump up and climb up to tear down and like hang from the sign so it tears down.
Guidance.
I have a movement speed of 50 feet.
Okay. So you climb up, and it takes you about 5 minutes to get up to the top. There's a sign, but you realize it's just a board plastered over another sign.
Okay, so seeing that, can I tell that it's the Scarlet Letter sign that it plastered over?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm gonna rip
They did not hide it.
I'm gonna rip the bugbear one off so it says Scarlet Letter again.
Yep.
And then just drop down.
Okay, you drop back down. Nothing's hurt. And you, it's laid in pieces on the ground, and you walk into the bar.
That's better.
Maybe it kind of.
I'm gonna go sit down at a table.
Maybe falls in and kind of sits next to Maresh. And she kind of looks and says to the kobolds, like, "Aren't you that kobold that tells us how to find?" She kind of jabs over to Maresh to find him.
But of course, Corton knows all of Maresh's tricks.
What have you been up to?
Keeping tabs of the kingdom. Figured you probably wanted your kingdom still a one piece.
It's not my kingdom anymore.
Well, no, but I mean, to those alive, it's not your kingdom anymore. But or long-lived species that live more than 100 years knows who it truly lies in.
There's not many of those left.
Well, haven't you noticed? Have you seen anybody that looks over 100? Minus an elf. No offense.
Are they killing them?
Killing them? Or just silencing them?
These bugbears are behind all of this.
I mean, taking over your kingdom? Probably. Not 100% certain on that. What happened to Fordassa? That was their doing.
Mevi,
Insight check.
Roll an insight check.
Me too.
Okay.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 for Caleb.
Guidance to whoever needs it.
Wow, I got a nat one again.
Oof.
These shenanigans are stressing Nesmorn out. Can't focus.
Nesmorn, whatever you're trying to insight on him, you find yourself kind of staring off into space. What were you trying to insight him for again?
Into space. Naturally.
Maresh, what were you insight checking him for? To see if he was lying?
To see if he was lying about the bugbears being behind the destruction of Ferdassa.
He appears to be telling the truth.
Okay.
Mevi kind of looks over, kind of says to Marish, "Why did we let those bastards live again?"
How do you know that they're behind the destruction of everything?
You haven't been here back for long, haven't you? Like, what? A few hours? Less than a day?
Minutes, probably.
Doesn't answer my question.
It will. I'm just curious.
We just got back.
Tell you what. Let's go to my favorite hiding spot. It overlooks the palace. You can get a nice look.
Can I fit?
It's large enough to hold 20 of you. Come on, let's go.
Mevia kind of slides up to Marej as they're walking out and says quietly so that only him and her can hear. He's like, "You give me the word, I'll plant the axe right into his frickin' back."
We don't really have a choice right now. We need to follow whatever he says until we figure out what's going on.
I can make us quiet if you want to surprise them.
Okay. And I'm going to get up and start following Corton.
Corton leads you up into a very high tower. It overlooks the whole town, the whole kingdom. And if you look behind you, Maresh, you can actually see a very familiar church still standing.
I wonder if the monks are still there. I'm going to kind of look to Corton as I say that.
The monk leader, he's gone. He last I heard, he went on a mission with you and he never came back.
What are you showing me?
This. And he points back down towards the kingdom, and you watch in the dark. You see 4 figures just like make their way. One seems to be kind of, you don't get glimpses of them until they wander into the light. You don't see them at all until they hit the light, and then you see one like kind of like really try to stick to the shadows as much as possible. You see him you catch like a foot here, a foot there, but he's trying to stick in the shadows. And I need everybody to make perception checks.
Ooh. 10.
Dirty 21.
29.
Okay.
33.
Okay. So, Maresh, you just see them running off into the dark. You lose the track of the one that's sticking in the shadows pretty quickly. The other 3, you see them hit a dirt road. And from the looks of it, they're heading up a mountain.
Why are they gabbing?
Should we follow?
Cool. if we should follow.
So Zach,
Looks like they're going up the mountain for something.
Gordon, where are they going?
He just turns to you, and for the first time in the entire time you've known Corton, tears stream down his face. There's nothing that lies between here and the top of the mountain, except for one thing.
If you're crying, it's a dragon, isn't it?
They're not going for a dragon.
What is it?
And just and looks, and you see him look out the back side of the tower. Why
What
do
do I
you
see?
think? When you look out the backside, the very familiar church steeples towering back at you. That is where all the old supporters of you live. What do you think? What do you think hit them all?
Mevia's like, what? They're alive?
We need to go now. And I'm gonna rush out of the tower.
Mevia's
You-
followed right behind him.
You get down to the base of the tower, and you start. Maresh, you've been there enough times. You could probably navigate that path in the dark.
Yeah,
start
I'll
climbing.
lead everybody.
You start making your way up the mountain, and as you get closer and closer to the church, you hear. Da 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 da, oh do do do, in a language you can't understand.
Well,
Unless any of you guys speak Abyssal.
Nope. Common and giant.
Nope. Common, Druidic, Elvish, Sylvan, Undercommon.
yeah. If honestly, if Jarden was here, he actually was able to understand what was being said.
Did Corton run with us?
No, Corton stayed in his tower.
Are there any windows?
Yeah, I want to sneak up to any windows and see if I can peek in.
First, I want to cast Pass Without a Trace so that we're
Pass
nice and hidden.
That gives us a what?
Plus 10.
That gives you a plus 10 to
A
all
plus 10
stealth
to dexterity stealth checks, and we can't be tracked except by magical means. We also don't leave like footprints or anything if it's snowing.
Okay. So yeah, I want to try and sneak my way up to a window and see if I can see what's going on inside.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
it's up to 1 hour, but it's concentration, so I'm kind of focusing on it.
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check first, and then a perception check to follow.
Stealth is a 25.
They don't even. You're surprised at how big of a guy you are, how quiet you just all of a sudden just.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising
To
my
veil of
stealth.
shadows.
My stealth naturally is +4, so he's
Yeah.
actually stealthy for. Okay, then perception. Is it 10?
You can see 5 figures standing. 4 seem to be together, with one kind of standing a little bit below. And standing below and kind of by themselves. Not alone per se, but like they're all probably within like 5 to 10 feet of each other. Just like they appear to be they appear to just be sitting there standing. And you can hear the chanting coming from them.
Okay, can I see if there's anybody in there that they're threatening?
No, you cannot.
I'm gonna move back to everybody and relay what I saw.
And this is supposed to be where your people are.
They're supposed to be protected in here. I didn't see anybody. I don't know if anybody else can see. My eyes aren't that great.
Mevi is like,
I can try.
I can try. I've got
Dun, 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 dun.
Is there a
You can-
window? Are they looking towards the window right now?
No. At this point,
Which are
are you
quiet?
going up to the window? Are you going up to the window?
Yes.
Okay,
Mevi's
stealth
gonna go
followed
up to the
by
window, too.
perception. Okay. Mevia, I need a stealth and then perception.
Okay, stealth is dirty 21.
I'd attend to that.
Yeah, remember, because I have
Oh.
pass without a trace on.
That's what I trace.
That's how I have a
36.
21.
So 36.
Yeah, so.
No, 31. Sorry. Yeah.
And I have a 21 thanks to pass without a trace.
And
Okay,
what's the other one?
Maresh, you thought you were being another one is perception. Maresh, you were being really quiet for somebody so big, but then you're also noticing that the other two are being just as quiet as you are. In fact, the other one, Mevia, managed to just all of a sudden he just appeared at the window, or she appeared at the window.
She's like, what?
Fucking elves.
He's like, quiet, big one. And you said perception?
Perception, yes.
Yeah, my perception was 16.
16. Okay.
Perception 16 as well.
The 5 figures are no longer there.
I'll take it out.
Duh, 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 duh. You look around. They're not standing where they were. In fact, you look kind of up as close as you can to the window. They are floating up into the sky.
See if there's any of my people in there.
I don't know what your people look like.
Mevia.
Somebody other than those 5.
Unless
Mevia
they are your
peer
people.
closer. Mevia tries to peer closer into the thing. Mevia also has dark vision, so if it's dark, I believe she'd be able to see.
In like grayscale, yeah.
Yeah. You can make out, like, you'll be able to see, like, if people are inside, they're going to be highlighted, like, in gray compared to, like, just, black, I guess, in the darkness, as opposed to, like, let's say, I don't think humans have dark vision. I don't think. So if a human was looking in there, they probably wouldn't see anybody. You look, there's nobody in this building that you are looking at. You do see a couple of horses, and you realize you're on the backside of the stable.
Mevia looks back. Mevia is like, I think they might still be in there, but I think we're at the wrong part of the building. We're gonna have to get in there to see. We need to be quiet about it. It looks like they're in the middle of a ritual.
So let's sneak in there. But if they get to what sounds like the end, we attack.
Make a perception check, all 4 of you.
Perception check. Okay.
Natural 20.
Perception for me is
9.
25. Dirty 25.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a total of 36.
Oh, wait.
What is that?
I have advantage.
Is that a nat 20?
Is that not the natural one? Is that another natural one? That's
forgot.
It's another nat 1.
Oh my! No.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what you did to those dice, but
I didn't do nothing. It's because I'm not playing
you better cleanse those.
And then Maresh. Okay, so with your natural 20s, River and Maresh, between the two of you, you were able to kind of tell Nesmorn, and you look up, and you see where the 5 figures, they're now floating about 50 feet in the air. And you look and you can see a giant hand. When you realize that the figures were standing represented a finger of a giant hand. And the same flaming hand now appears in the night sky. As the chants continue, the symbol, the hand, it grows bigger and bigger
Mevia kind of is like signaling to like quietly, like trying to quietly say like, actually, DM, I want to do an investigation around and see if there's like a door or something that leads like somewhere like a dungeon, like downward, like a downward staircase or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, make an investigation check.
Ew, that's a 6. I don't see nothing.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Javelin.
Yeah, I'm about to
Right
say,
up at him.
Oh shit!
Right up at him.
Okay, we're going
Yep.
in hot.
As your javelin disappears about 30
Okay.
feet before it hits him.
I want to
about,
aim
like-
at one of the ritual people then. And I'm going to do guiding bolt.
You cast guiding bolt, and it fizzes out before it even gets to them.
To the
Old
to
fashioned
the
way.
people.
And you realize that kind of every time they finish the chant, you see this orange pulse, like.
I'm going to use detect magic. I want to see if there's something going on here that, like, why we can't cast spells.
Or hit anything.
Or does detect magic not work? I think we're going to have to run in.
Well, I mean, if you see magic, I can dispel it.
Because detect magic is a spell. That's what I'm saying. I might not be able to do that.
Well, detect magic would still detect that there's something.
Correct.
So you would know that there's a barrier there.
What this is you were able to cast guiding bolts, but it only went to a certain area. So it's not over the entire area. So I would cast detect magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I'm
DM.
sorry. So you're detecting magic on the ritual.
Yeah, trying to figure out why we can't cast magic towards Zophos or these people.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I don't roll for it.
You take a look at the you take a look at the surrounding area, and it seems that whatever magic is being cast through the ritual is coming from the hand in the sky, going into the 5 individuals, and then pulsing out. This channel of magic that is pouring down is it's kind of like not like a heartbeat, but it's almost like the hand in the sky and the hand in the ground are kind of like a pattern of a clap, and you kind of get the sense that this is going to be like clapping back and forth.
So
They're connected, and I fill them in on that.
we get the sense that if we want to cast something, we would have to go in between those pulses then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or dispel one of them.
Or try and dispel magic.
You get the sense that you have to get the timing down right to cast magic, the dispel magic. You're gonna have to get this to you're gonna have to time it right. Like you're gonna have to count down like the time between, and you notice that the time is getting shorter between the claps.
Okay, so DM, can I tell that this is concentration, correct? That they have to concentrate on this for this pulse to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to wait and count, and at the right count, I'm going to cast a firebolt at one of them to break their concentration.
I will say that if you cast Firebolt, and if Nessmore can cast Guiding Bolt again, and you time it right, because Guiding Bolt, you can split that off to 3 parts, or is that just 1?
Your
I think
level
it's
it
just
should
1.
be multiple.
On a hit,
your
the
level should
target
be
takes 46 radiant damage.
I thought for sure you could choose another target above 1.
No, I think that's only if I have like dual spell or something.
Yeah, no, it's just increases
It's
the
just
damage.
the one. The spell slot increases the damage. That's what that is. The people that roll against that target again have advantage because they have like a mystical dim light on them that kind of reveals them.
Okay. So if you guys cast that at the same time, you guys gotta get the timing down right, though.
Okay. So
Well, do you want a guiding bolt from me as well, or do you want?
Yeah,
a dispel?
I forgot you had Guiding Bolt.
yeah, so let's do
Well-
that. We're gonna count, and on my word, we're going to all cast. And I would say, Mevia, throw a javelin at the same time.
Alright, Mevia is kind of. She takes. Is there like a. Like everyone's just doing this in a procession? Like there's nothing like a lead person doing this?
No, we have to do it at the same time, like a 3, 2, 1.
They're all chanting at the same time. There's nobody taking
Yeah.
a point.
Okay, so
So-
Mevia's just going to aim for the closest person she can get a clean shot off.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. And you guys, Maresh kind of gets that point down. Poof. With the javelin and then the magic, and you just managed to get it right in there, and you timed it to where when the clap is coming down from above and trying to meet the clap below, it actually contained the explosion, and you don't see any people, no more figures up in the sky.
Did we kill them?
We must have.
I want to look over at the hand.
The hand on the ground is rapidly evaporating.
Do I still see the one in the sky?
No, it's gone.
We did it. We won.
For now.
Mevia says, "Alright, let's spread out and try and find where these others
Find my people.
You can see that there's a large building at the far end behind the chapel, like almost like if there was like some extra like church props.
I'm gonna go run over there and like bust the door in.
You see a lot of familiar faces of the Scarlett Brigade. Jarden's in there. Even the good old Doc is in there.
Oh,
The dwarf barbarian is in there. Oh, there's a lot of people in there.
Shar's here."
I'm gonna start handing out what's left of my bread to the ones that
Okay.
look like really hungry.
Jarden is
Okay.
kind of
You take
just huddled over. He looks up. He's like, "Maresh, is that you?"
Jordan. You guys are safe.
Oh,
and you guys look up and you see a feather floating down, what appears to be a note floating down towards you guys.
I'm gonna grab it.
It's a note and you can't read it. You have to find somebody to read it for you.
Can I?
There's a bunch of lines, there's a bunch of squigglies. You don't
Mevia is just
probably Abyssal, but-
Mevia would be like looking at Maresh and just like, "Give me it."
Hold on. I can do this.
Okay.
I think it says Maresh is the best king ever.
Mevia just
Oh,
huffs and grabs
who
grabs the
wrote
note.
this? This is amazing. This is so
That
nice.
is precisely what it says, my lord. Precisely. And I'll
Mev-
just take the feather and hand it to somebody else.
Mevia grabs it and starts looking at it and starts reading.
It says, and you recognize it's kind of neat, but neat handwriting where it says, it details that it's Van from Misery's End calling upon the Scarlett Brigade to assist them in Zophos. Kind of gives you a location, and just by sheer distance, it's going to take months for you guys to get to where they're at.
Mevia kind of looks over to Maresh and's like, "Do you know someone named Van from Misery's End?"
Yes. Those are the ones I met at the circus.
Well, apparently they're in this fight against Zophos too, and they're asking for our help.
Nesmorn looks over at the citizens. You guys want to learn how to kick the people's ass that did this?
Listen, they're not all useless. Scarlet Brigade stand.
And like 3/4 of the people stand up. You even recognize, and then like as they all stand up, you hear kind of a, and you see one very old Warforged, rusts in the knees and the elbows. Darling is here to serve.
We'll see if we can get somebody to fix you. Jax, are you here?
And you hear Jax call out that he is in fact there.
Signed a pass.
Listen. So there's a fight going on. The end of the world. Apparently these bugbears here that took over my kingdom are part of it. But today marks the day that the Scarlet Brigade rises again and joins Misery's End to rid the world of this Zophos. Who's with me?
I hope they got room for a lot of people, but let's go.
Mevia kind
Come on,
of
guys,
raises
pack your things.
her axe above her head and is like, and just war cry. "Ah!"
And with that, we're going to bring tonight's session to a close. Sorry for kind of a shorter session tonight, but we kind of wanted, me and Caleb had been talking about connecting the Scarlet Brigade to the Misery's End. We've been talking about this for a while. Had kind of a longer session planned, but unfortunately I had some personal issues and a personal emergency rise during the session. So for tonight, we're going to end. But I want to thank you all for staying and watching for this shorter session. And tune in next Sunday as we catch back up with Misery's End. And I think Caleb says it best when we come back and we re-roll the damn dice. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Night.